The story of the Ice Wall Guardians begins with some of the earliest expeditions to Antarctica. Back in 1841, British explorer Sir James Clark Ross sailed his ships toward the icy continent, hoping to uncover secrets hidden in the frozen south. But instead of new lands, Ross discovered something astonishing: a massive wall of ice rising high above his ships, completely blocking his way. Today, we call this enormous barrier the Ross Ice Shelf. Standing about 150 feet tall, it looked like an endless wall built specifically to keep people out. Ross and his crew couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something had deliberately put the ice there to guard secrets behind it. This was the very first moment that the idea of Guardians of the Ice was born. For many years after Ross's expedition, Antarctica stayed largely unexplored and unknown. Maps often labeled it simply as the Great Unknown, and every new expedition seemed to return with even more mysteries. Then, in the late 1940s, a famous American explorer named Admiral Richard E. Byrd led a huge mission called Operation Highjump. After returning, Byrd made a puzzling statement during an interview. He said there was a place as big as the United States beyond the South Pole, unseen by any man. Around the same time, a new theory began spreading. Believers in the flat Earth theory claimed Antarctica wasn't a continent at all, but actually a giant ring of ice surrounding the entire world. According to flat earthers, this ring, known as the ice wall, keeps Earth's oceans from flowing away into space. But if such an ice wall truly existed, wouldn't there be someone guarding it to make sure humans never crossed it? Flat earthers believed exactly that. They thought powerful groups or governments had placed special guards at this ice wall, secretly watching to make sure no one ever discovered the truth. These mysterious protectors became known as the Ice Wall Guardians. Suddenly, an idea that started as a strange theory on the internet became something that more people began to seriously consider. Finally, supporters of the Hollow Earth theory also took an interest in Admiral Byrd's expeditions. They believed Byrd hadn't just seen ice, he had found hidden openings that led directly into Earth's hollow interior. According to this theory, advanced civilizations exist deep inside our planet, protected from outsiders by carefully placed gates or passages in Antarctica's ice. The Guardians, they argued, were there to prevent humans from finding and entering these secret worlds. If the stories are true, strange things have been happening in Antarctica for decades, things far beyond what anyone could imagine. Ever since Admiral Byrd's mysterious comments following Operation Highjump, stories from eyewitnesses have continued to surface, each more chilling than the last. During Operation Highjump, sailors claimed they'd seen things they couldn't explain, flying discs soaring silently through the Antarctic sky. But it didn't end there. Rumors soon spread that these crafts hadn't just been observed, they'd actually confronted the Navy's ships. Several sailors whispered that the discs fired strange beams of energy, causing chaos and forcing Admiral Byrd to end the mission early. Crew members returned home deeply shaken, convinced they had encountered Guardians protecting something hidden in the ice. After Highjump, Antarctica became even more mysterious. Scientists and explorers stationed in remote bases regularly reported strange sightings. Many spoke of shadowy figures seen standing silently at the edge of camps, always watching but disappearing as soon as someone approached. Sometimes researchers found strange footprints in the snow, tracks that suddenly ended, as if whoever made them had vanished into thin air. One particularly alarming report came in 1965 from a Chilean research team. As night fell over their remote camp, the scientists saw large, dark silhouettes moving slowly around their tents. Frightened, they radioed for help, describing tall, humanoid shapes unlike any animal or person they had ever seen. Official explanations later dismissed the incident, as an optical illusion caused by the Antarctic twilight. Yet those who were there knew better. They believed they had narrowly escaped something terrifying and unknown. Adding even more mystery was the supposed discovery of Admiral Byrd's secret diary many years after his famous expedition. In these diary pages, Byrd allegedly described a hidden civilization beneath the Antarctic ice. He claimed that during a secret flight in 1947, his aircraft was mysteriously guided to an advanced city beneath the ice, filled with tall, intelligent beings. These beings, Byrd wrote, communicated telepathically and warned him of humanity's dangerous future. But Byrd's diary was just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Over the years, testimonies from soldiers and pilots began surfacing, each more intriguing and frightening than the last. In 1997, a US Navy pilot reported straying beyond a no-fly zone near Antarctica. Almost immediately, two bright, glowing craft, white spheres he called eagles, appeared beside his aircraft. They silently escorted him out of the area, their intentions clear. Upon landing, the pilot was interrogated by his superiors and warned never to speak publicly about what he'd seen. Another eerie account emerged from a Navy SEAL using the pseudonym Brian. He claimed that in the early 2000s, his Special Operations Unit was sent to investigate a hidden cave system deep in Antarctica's transantarctic mountains. According to Brian, what they discovered was shocking. Massive pod-like structures housing gigantic humanoid beings, each over 15 feet tall and frozen in ice. These beings wore what appeared to be ancient armor-like skin. But before the team could take photographic proof, higher-ranking officials arrived, immediately sealing the cave and ordering the SEALs never to discuss their findings. And then there was the chilling story of the Ningen. In the early 2000s, Japanese whaling ships exploring Antarctic waters began reporting sightings of an enormous white creature swimming silently beneath the icy surface. The sailors named it the Ningen, meaning human, in Japanese, because it appeared strangely human-like, except it was massive, nearly 90 feet long, with pale, ghostly white skin. Witnesses described it as having limbs that resembled arms and legs, and a distinctively human-like face. Each encounter ended with the creature slipping back beneath the waves, leaving sailors terrified and confused. Could the Ningen simply be an undiscovered marine animal, as skeptics argued? Or was it something more, perhaps another form of guardian, patrolling Antarctic waters to ensure no human intruders ventured too close? After hearing so many chilling stories about strange sightings near Antarctica's frozen edge, you're probably wondering, what exactly do these mysterious ice wall guardians look like? Well, if we piece together the reports from explorers, scientists and soldiers, we start to get a clearer picture. Most people who claim they've seen these beings describe them as human-like, but clearly not human at all. First of all, they're incredibly tall. Some say around 7 feet, while others insist they've seen guardians standing more than 12 feet high. Imagine looking up and seeing something twice your height, staring down at you through the blowing snow. Some descriptions say they're thin and lanky, almost like alien beings. Others describe them as huge, muscular giants, almost as if they were made out of ice itself. And that's not even the strangest part. Nearly every witness describes the guardians as having extremely pale or even ice blue skin, so white they blend perfectly with the snow around them. It's like they were created specifically to hide in this frozen environment. Some even wonder if their skin is really a special suit or advanced armor designed to help them camouflage perfectly in the Antarctic wilderness. Many reports also mention long white hair or fur covering their bodies, giving them an ancient and mysterious appearance. And their eyes? Witnesses say their eyes glow faintly in the darkness, reflecting light like those of wild animals. making them even more frightening. But looks aren't everything. Their behavior is even more intriguing. The Guardians are extremely secretive. They rarely show themselves openly, preferring to stay hidden until someone ventures too close. Most people spot them in low visibility during snowstorms at twilight or in dense fog. These beings clearly act like protectors. They watch over certain areas closely, especially places that are forbidden for humans. If explorers get too close, the Guardians reportedly react immediately. Witnesses describe sudden storms appearing from nowhere, powerful winds and heavy snow meant to disorient intruders and scare them away. Sometimes electronic devices suddenly fail, compasses spin wildly, or vehicles stop working completely, almost as if the Guardians can disrupt technology with some invisible force. And if those warnings aren't enough, things can get even scarier. People who have come face to face with the Guardians report hearing deep, terrifying sounds, something like powerful roars that make even the bravest explorers panic and flee. In some extreme accounts, these beings have supposedly used powerful energy blasts or sound waves to push humans away physically. But do these mysterious beings ever communicate with us? Most encounters say no. They appear, frighten intruders, and vanish silently. But a few stories suggest the Guardians can speak directly into people's minds, sending a simple but clear message: you do not belong here. Admiral Byrd's supposed secret diary described a clear conversation with these beings, suggesting at least some can communicate clearly with humans. Yet, for most people who've encountered them, the Guardians remain completely silent and mysterious. So, where exactly do these Guardians come from? One popular theory says they might actually be extraterrestrial visitors who arrived long ago and built hidden bases beneath Antarctica's ice. Their tall, pale appearance matches descriptions of aliens known as Nordics, commonly mentioned in UFO reports. Others suggest they're actually a secret civilization, maybe descendants of an ancient human race who moved underground thousands of years ago. Could they be survivors from Atlantis, or another lost civilization now hiding beneath Antarctica's ice and guarding their secrets?